A very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Kuala Lumpur, home of the Asian Football Confederation. We are here for the final round draw of the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia Asian Qualifiers. We have many distinguished guests amongst us today. I would like to take this opportunity to extend a very warm welcome to the AFC Vice President and Chairman of the Competitions Committee, Mr. Saud Al-Mohanadi, AFC General Secretary, Dato' Windsor John, FIFA Director of Football, Mr. Mustafa Fahmi, and UEFA General Secretary ad interim, Mr. Theodore Theodoridis. I also have the pleasure of welcoming Park Ji-sung, who has represented Korea Republic at 3 FIFA World Cups, as well as the rest of our distinguished guests and members of the media. Thank you for joining us here today. And of course, we also have the head coaches and representatives of the 12 qualified national teams, the stars of today's show. Congratulations to the 12 teams who have made it through to this stage of the competition. And what exciting teams they are. Asia's top teams will be competing for global glory, to be a place amongst the world's elite in Russia. Now, let's take a look back at how the teams reached this stage of the competition. What a thrilling competition we have ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen. I would now like to welcome AFC Vice President and Chairman of the AFC Competitions Committee, Mr. Saud Al-Mohanadi, to the stage to formally welcome you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear friends, colleagues, coaches, on behalf of the AFC Presidents and AFC Executive Committee, it is my privilege to offer you all a warm welcome to today's draw here in Kuala Lumpur. Shortly, Asia's top 12 teams will know their final qualifying group on the road to Russia for the FIFA World Cup 2018. We must congratulate the 12 teams who have reached this stage after an exciting qualification competition. Even in the last match day, many teams held aspiration of making this draw. However, only 12 could make the final round. But we can reflect on the success of the new qualifying competition format. It has given Asia's developing football nations a chance to shine. This is very encouraging for the future of the game on this continent. Now we enter the final round of qualifying for FIFA World Cup 2018, and we will have a much anticipated draw and some more exciting matches to come. I wish you all the best of luck, both in the draw and in the qualifying games. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mohanadi. Asia has a long history in the FIFA World Cup. So let's now take a look back at that journey and how we have gotten to where we are today.
In total, 12 different nations have represented Asia at the FIFA World Cup since the tournament began back in 1930. And since then, the continent's performances at the FIFA World Cup has seen a steady improvement when Asia's representatives have gone face-to-face with the game's finest exponents. The involvement of the Dutch East Indies in the 1938 FIFA World Cup was auspicious, mainly for its status as the continent's first ever appearance in the competition, with the Southeast Asians eliminated in the first round by Hungary. It took almost another 2 decades before the continent was represented again, with Korea Republic progressing to the finals in Switzerland in 1954. But Asian football truly arrived on the scene 8 years later in England, when DPR Korea, led by the goal scoring of Park Do-ik, captured the imagination with a run to the quarterfinals that saw the legendary Eusebio and his Portuguese teammates given a major fright. Throughout the 1970s and 80s, Asia's presence at the FIFA World Cup was guaranteed, with the allocation of places increasing from 1 to 2 for 1986, as Korea Republic returned for the first time since 1958 to be joined by Iraq. While the Iraqis are still chasing a follow-up appearance to the tournament, the Koreans laid down a marker that has seen the country become a consistent qualifier since, including the co-hosting of the tournament in 2002 with Japan. For all of Korea's consistency, it was debutant Saudi Arabia who in 1994 became the first team since the North Koreans to qualify for the knockout stages, with Saeed Owairan's wonder goal against Belgium playing a major role in taking the Middle Eastern nation into the last 16. 8 years later marked the most auspicious occurrence to date for the Asian game, when Korea Republic and Japan co-hosted the 2002 FIFA World Cup, with both reaching the knockout phase for the first time. Japan were eliminated in the second round by a Turkey side that would go on to reach the semi-finals, where they were joined by a Korea Republic team that was swept along on a wave of patriotic enthusiasm that ensured the best ever performance by an Asian team to date at the FIFA World Cup. Those performances were followed in 2010 by another stellar showing by the Japanese and Koreans in South Africa, as both once again reached the knockout phase, this time for the first time on foreign soil, only to be eliminated by Paraguay and Uruguay respectively. Despite the quartet of Japan, Korea Republic, Australia and Iran failing to hit the heights in Brazil during the World Cup's 2014 edition, hope springs eternal that come 2018 and the global extravaganza in Russia, Asian teams will once again shine brightly.
Today's draw starts our Asian teams off on their road to Russia and to the FIFA World Cup in 2018. Now, the FIFA World Cup is without a doubt the ultimate stage for any footballer. And today we are delighted to have with us a representative from the world governing body. Please put your hands together and welcome to the stage FIFA Director of Football, Mr. Mustafa Fahmy.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Saud Al-Muhannadi, AFC Vice President and Chairman of the Competitions Committee, and the members of the Competitions Committee, my dear old friend, Dato Windsor John, AFC Secretary General, and Mr. Theodore Theodoridis, UEFA Acting General Secretary, Mr. Park Ji-sung, Asian football legend, the coaches and the members of the delegation of the qualified countries, and the media representatives. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of FIFA, I would like to welcome all of you on the occasion of this final round of the Asian qualifiers for the FIFA World Cup 2018. 161 matches have already been played in the Asian qualifiers, and today we will determine the two groups and also the 60 matches to be played until we know the 4 Asian teams that will qualify for Russia 2018, as well as the 2 countries that will contest the final berth to meet the team from CONCACAF in an intercontinental playoff. Among the 12 countries qualified for the final round, you have seen on the historical film that almost all the teams having represented Asian continents at the previous World Cup are here. I would like to mention Saudi Arabia, Australia, China PR, Islamic Republic of Iran, Japan, Iraq, Korea Republic, and United Arab Emirates. Only DPR Korea and Kuwait did not make it this time. The remaining 4 teams, Qatar, who will be the host of the World Cup in 2022, Syria, Thailand, and Uzbekistan will hope to do it this time and make it to the final tournament in Russia. We wish all the contenders to perform at their best level in a fair play spirit, and you are sure that the countries that will represent the largest continent on earth will meet your expectations and will raise high the Asian flags in Russia. We hope that you will enjoy thrilling matches that will make you proud of Asian football. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Fahmy. Now, before we get to the draw, let's take a look at how it all works with a video.
The following 12 member associations of the Asian Football Confederation will participate in the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia Asian Qualifiers final round. The following 8 member associations have qualified for the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia Asian Qualifiers final round by virtue of finishing as group winners from preliminary joint qualification round 2 in their respective groups. The following 4 member associations have qualified for 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia Asian Qualifiers final round by virtue of finishing as best second-placed teams from preliminary joint qualification round 2. The following competition format and match schedule will be applied. According to the decision by AFC Competitions Committee, seeding for the draw shall be based on the latest FIFA rankings released on the 7th of April 2016. 12 teams will be drawn into 2 groups of 6 teams each to play home and away in round-robin format. The winner and runner-up of each group, 4 teams in total, qualified to the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia finals. The third-place teams of each group, 2 teams in total, will qualify to the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia Asian playoff round. The following match sequence will be applied for the Asian playoff round. The winner of Asian playoff round will qualify to the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia Intercontinental playoff round. The following match sequence will be applied for the Intercontinental playoff round. Teams will be divided into 6 spots according to the FIFA Coca-Cola World Ranking released on the 7th of April 2016. Pot number represents the position the team shall be placed in the group. Teams from Pot 6, Pot 5, Pot 4, Pot 3, Pot 2 and Pot 1 shall be placed in position 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1 respectively in each group. The first and second ball drawn from each pot shall be placed in groups A and B respectively. The draw will take place in the following sequence. First ball drawn from pot 6 will be placed in position A6. Similarly, the next ball drawn will be placed in position B6. Pot 5. First ball drawn from pot 5 will be placed into position A5. Similarly, the next ball drawn will be placed in position B5. Pot 4. First ball drawn from pot 4 will be placed in position A4. Similarly, the next ball drawn will be placed in position B4. Pot 3. First ball drawn from pot 3 will be placed into position A3. Similarly, the next ball drawn will be placed in position B3. Pot 2. First ball drawn from pot 2 will be placed into position A2. Similarly, the next ball drawn will be placed in position B2. Pot 1. First ball drawn from pot 1 will be placed in position A1. Similarly, the next ball drawn from pot 1 will be placed into position B1. This will conclude the draw for the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia Asian Qualifiers final round.
Now that we all understand the mechanics, to conduct the draw, I will be passing the floor to the AFC General Secretary. Please put your hands together for Dato' Windsor John, who will be assisted by Mr. Abdul Aziz Kifa, one of the longest-serving members of staff of AFC.
Thank you, Amelia. Mr. Saud Al-Mohanadi, AFC Vice President and Chairman of the AFC Competitions Committee, distinguished guests, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Before we move on to the draw proper, let us ensure that all the teams are placed in the right pots, as we saw in the draw mechanism video. And to start with, pot number 6, I request Melissa to assist me. The two lowest ranked teams, Syria, Thailand. These two teams will be placed in pot 6. We'll place them in pot 6. And we move on to the next two ranked teams, lowest ranked teams. In pot 5, we have Qatar, and Iraq. Thank you. We move on to the next pot, pot 4. The next two ranked teams are the United Arab Emirates and China PR. Now we move on to the next three pots on the right. We start with port number 3. Deborah will assist me. Saudi Arabia. And Uzbekistan. So that concludes port 3. Now we move on to port 2. And we have ranked number 3, Korea Republic. And ranked 4, Japan. Now the top 2 teams. Ranked 1, IR Iran. And Australia, the second ranked team, to be placed in port 1. So now that we are absolutely sure that all the teams are placed in the right ports, we can begin our draw proper. And Aziz, if you may assist me. We start from the lowest ranked port, that is port number 6. And as mentioned earlier, the first ball drawn will be placed in position A6. Thank you, Aziz. For position A6, Syria qualified as one of the second best placed teams from the qualification round 2. No appearance in the World Cup finals so far. Syria will occupy position A6. The next team will occupy position B6. And B6 has to be Thailand. Winner of qualification round 2, Group F, first appearance in the World Cup qualifiers final round, Thailand. Now we move on to port number 5. The next 2 ranked teams will occupy position number 5. And the first ball drawn will be in A5. Thank you. Qatar. Winner of qualification round 2, Group C. Host of the 2022 FIFA World Cup, Qatar. And the next team will join Thailand, and they will be placed in position B5. Iraq qualified as one of the second best teams from qualification round 2, participated in the 1986 World Cup finals, Iraq. Now we move on to the next port, port 4, the next 2 ranked teams, and they will occupy position number 4. Thank you. First ball, A4. China PR. Qualified as one of the second best placed teams from the qualification round 2, participated in the 2002 World Cup finals. China PR. Next. Thank you. This is for position B in from port 4, position B, and United Arab Emirates. Qualified as the second best placed teams from qualification round 2, participated in the 1990 World Cup finals, United Arab Emirates. Okay, we move on to the ports on my right. We have the top 6 teams, and these 2 teams will occupy position number 3, and the first one will be in A3. Uzbekistan, winner of qualification round 2 from Group H, reached the Asian playoffs 2 times. Uzbekistan. Next, please. Thank you. And this has to be Saudi Arabia. Winner of qualification round 2, Group A. 4 consecutive time appearances in the World Cup finals from 1994 to 2006 and reached the round of 16 in the 1994 World Cup. Saudi Arabia. Now we move on to port number 2, and they will occupy position number 2. These are teams ranked 3rd and 4th. Korea Republic. Winner of qualification round 2, Group G, 9-time appearances in World Cup finals and reached 4th place in the 2002 World Cup. Korea Republic. Please, Aziz, next one. Position 2 in Group B. Japan. Winner of qualification round 2, Group E. 5-time consecutive appearances in the World Cup finals from 1998 to 2014 and reached the round of 16 2 times. Japan. Now we have reached the last spot, the top 2 seeded teams. And let's see who they join. And the first ball drawn will be placed in position A1. Thank you for this. Position A1. IR Iran. Winner of qualification round 2, Group D, 4-time appearances in World Cup finals. IR Iran. In position B1, Australia. Winner of qualification round 2, Group B, 4-time appearances in World Cup finals. Australia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the draw, and I wish you a good evening and all the best to the participating teams. Thank you very much. Thank you, Aziz.
Thank you, Dato' Winza. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once again for the AFC General Secretary, Dato' Winza John. I can see a mixture of emotions in the audience. I'm sure that you cannot wait for the matches to officially kick off on the 1st of September. So now all our teams know who stands in their way to qualify for the 2018 FIFA World Cup in Russia. Let's go over the two groups again. In Group A, in the position of A1, we have IR Iran. A2, Korea Republic. A3, Uzbekistan. A4, China PR, A5, Qatar, and A6, Syria. Moving on to Group B, in the position of B1, we have Australia, B2, Japan, B3, Saudi Arabia, B4, UAE, B5, Iraq, and B6, Thailand. Not to worry, the draw results and the match schedule will be distributed to all our guests shortly. Just a quick reminder that the winner and runner-up from each group qualify directly to the 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia. Two best third-place teams will play in the Asian playoff, and the winner of that match qualifies and advances to the Intercontinental playoff. The winning team will face a team from CONCACAF, the Confederation for North and Central America and the Caribbean, to secure a place in Russia in 2018. Gentlemen, may the spirit of fair play prevail in all the matches, and on behalf of the AFC, I would like to wish you the very best of luck. Thank you. Thank you all once again for joining us for the group photo. I would like to request the team representatives and all of our VIP guests today to come to the stage. Once again, this is for the photo opportunity. Thank you very much for joining us. The photo will be followed by media activities in the mixed zone outside of the draw hall.
Ini